Welcome to Racebot TV here on iRacing Live. Rachel Wyford, Conor Medic, Linus Berstrom bringing you all the action from Monday night Skippys here at Loudon, New Hampshire. I'm a little late tonight, so we're going to go straight into your grid as the drivers are taking to the actual grid. Only a few seconds left to go. We'll run through those positions very quickly for you. Lando Norris on pole, LJ Garnett in second, Human in third, Mick Watson in fourth, Chris Markham in fifth, Tom Ward in sixth, Stuart Adcock in seventh, Matt Jacobs in 8th, Adrian Bardwell 9th, and P. Tennis Davies. We'll go through the rest on the screen, but we're on the grid. We're about to go green here, so strap in, get ready for the ride. Drivers taking to your grid now, waiting for that green flag to fly here for this 13-turn road course here at the Oval of Loudon, New Hampshire. 1.55 mile road course here. Of course, this goes around NASCAR turn 1 and 2 up onto the outside of the track, unlike most Rovals. Speaking going outside, green flag is out. We're racing at Loudon, New Hampshire. Good start at the front by Lando Norris there. Second place, LJ Garnett, not quite as good as Antiders in third. Antiders could look to make the move here soon, but no, he will not make it into turn number 1. Round the outside will go Tom Ward of the car, Chris Malcolm there in back in fifth position. Good positioning for him, but he'll have to hold it now through this very tricky chicane as they go up and outside the Oval. Connery, a very unique track here at Loudon. Oh, we've got to turn around in front of a pack. Oh, we have major carnage.
Yeah, it looks like Tom Ward just took that corner a little bit too sharply. He went over the curb and just collected Mick Watson, and there was absolute carnage behind. It's pretty much a traffic jam.
There was more than one incident there because there were 3 wide running in. Bill Fraser himself overcooked it and slid in, brakes locked, and we have at least, oh my gosh, that's about 12 to 15 cars involved.
It's like a parking lot there, Rachel.
It's like a NASCAR wreck, if anything, as we get racing here at Loudon, New Hampshire. I am not sure what happened there, but there are a lot of damaged cars here. A number of cars straight out already. Absolutely horrifying incident there. Mick Watson is damaged and heading to pit road. Chris Malcolm is running, we believe. Ward is still running. We've lost a number of other cars. Looking back at number 7 car, Troy Goatley there. 3 wide in the middle as he tried to go around Clark Williams and Stephen Nobles. Yes, Connery, I think we've lost quite a number of cars. We'll be able to get you the exact numbers on those guys as soon as we know it. But I think at the moment, Ashley Beard, Ashley Blakely, possibly Brian Holmes, Mark Turner, Tim Adcock, Stuart Adcock, Maltby, Bidewell are the numbers we're looking at.
Yeah, that's a massive incident in the first few corners of this race, actually. So now the field is, as a cause of that, just spread out just a little bit right now. Your top 10 are quite far apart, but the top 5 are pretty close together. So it's just caused about 2 packs to form, ones that managed to get through the incident and ones that were in front of it.
Of course, these guys do have one fast repair available for this race, so we'll have the guys who decided to play Connect 4 in the chicane, and the guys who managed to escape that one into separate packs realistically here, as a number of guys actually have just retired full stop. At the front is still Lando Norris. He's pulling out a gap of 0.8 of a second over LJ Garnett at the moment. Antonides is in 3rd place. A little bit of a gap back to Tom Ward in 4th, and Chris Malcolm in P5. We've got Davies, we've got Leach, we've got Williams, Simonson, and we've also got Troy Goatley. Eddie Simonson, Connery, 25th on your grid of 27 today. He's already in 9th. Talk about benefiting from the apocalypse we just saw.
Yeah, that's something he really needed without getting involved himself, which he managed to get through, so props to him. He's now in the top 10 after starting 25th, and we're only 3 laps in, so well done.
We certainly are, and as I say, we're going to be joined by Linus Berstrom tonight. He made a glorious return back to Sweden, where he'll be joining us for broadcasts as usual on Monday nights, but he appears to have had a few problems, so technical issues from Sweden. He is not able to join us tonight, so it's just myself and Connery, but Connery at the front, Norris doing his thing as we've expected. Human tonight is making that move to the inside on Garnett for 2nd place.
Yeah, I was about to say, for He-Man tonight on the inside of NASCAR turn 1 and 2 now, coming down to this sharp right-hander, but I think for He-Man tonight he's going to get the move done before he gets to the heavy braking zone.
He certainly does. Good move there by your defending two-time champion for Humanitas in the 8 machine. Tom Ward is gaining some time, but not enough. At the moment, he's back in 4th. No real gains. Chris Malcolm, though, is starting to wheel him in at the moment, so that one's going to be an improvement. Really behind that, a little disconnected Connery here. Davis in P6, he's on his own, really bit of an island. So is Clark Williams. Behind Williams, though, Leach is catching him. Simonson catching a pair with him. So P9 could soon become P6 for driver Simonson at 22 machines. So he is definitely coming faster at the moment. But this tricky track, we were talking about this before, but we've been talking to Fraser Williamson, Racesport commentator, of course, regular in this series, or had been. Some of these corners on an external road course, which is, let's be fair, a unique feature in Rovals. Not flat, but not braking, but not lifting, but strange.
Yeah, there's the massive elevation changes as you go up the hills. We see Benny Simpson make a move down his NASCAR turn 1 on Andrew Leach, so he's gained another position there, Rachel. He's moving up this field very, very quickly. But yeah, as I was saying, those corners on the hill, some of them are massively cambered, some of them like pretty much vertical. You're all over the place. It's like a roller coaster.
It certainly is, and well, we have traffic everywhere now. Literally everywhere on track. No one knows where the start of this line of cars is. People have benefited from this incident, of course. Nathan Davies up from 10th to 6th. Clark Williams from 13th to 7th. Leach from 14th to 8th. Simonson 25th to 9th. And just as impressive, Stephen Nobles, Connery, 26th to 10th. We've got 28th to 12th. This is surprising that we've had basically a fielded version. I thought they were doing the reverse grid after the first race, not during it.
Yeah, those guys have had a very good evening so far. Starting on the back again and making their way up deep into the points, because in this series you start getting points at about P20. So you got Troy Goatley in 12th right now, good points haul for him so far. Same with Novus and Remy Simpson. So yeah, those guys have really made the most of that first lap pile up, basically.
Yes, they certainly have Goatley there in P12. Good running from him. Driver we hadn't seen before, actually. Bill Fraser, who did have a massive lock-up, which almost saved him from the carnage of that first wreck. Fraser, 16th up to 11th. We saw him nearly go piling into that one, but having to swerve and lock up the brakes, he'd managed to save himself from being involved. As big sideways moment in front of him there from Stephen Nobles, or Nobes even. That's really allowed Fraser to catch up there in the number 9 car. Fraser, Connery, I'll remember who you are eventually.
Yeah, Bill Fraser, not to confuse with Fraser Williamson, our fellow commentator, but Bill Fraser has actually caught right up to the back of Stephen Novus here. He's very, very close going on the downhill part. This is where the car gets very, very unsettled and even more oversteery for a Skip Barber car. But he's not close enough to make a move yet. He's in the S's, he's closing up, but I think he'll be eyeing up NASCAR turn 1 for this pass.
Certainly could be. We'll keep an eye on them now. As up the inside will go Fraser Williamson. Not for again, I'll get this one right eventually. These two were teammates, of course, Connery, but Bill Fraser there, not Fraser Williamson. Makes a very easy move into NASCAR 1. They've got a very tight line through the final corner. Big acceleration, and the Scotsman will fly past. That's a Marlboro car behind him. Of course, children don't smoke, it's bad for you. But good move completed by Bill Fraser there. Looking further forwards, Simonson's past Clark Williams as well. He's up to P7 now. He's going after Nathan Davies. The man from the valley is up ahead of him. Could soon be facing Benny on the hill. I'm going to stop puns now because this is a problem. Because the external road course, Connery, of course, is on a hill. So never mind. I'm not as funny as I think. Lando Norris has a 2.3 second gap out front. Antonides, well, he's not pulled away as much as we thought, Connery. He's about 3 to 4 tenths ahead of Garnett, who we passed a couple of laps ago. Not managed to make much gap yet.
Yeah, this has allowed Lando Norris to build up a quite considerable gap while Fahim has been preoccupied with the Garnett behind him. Garnett, of course, having a pro license on the road, actually, so obviously he knows how to race and he won't get into any unnecessary incidents, so this should be a good battle. Very
much so, Connery, of course, as we are on lap 8 now of 21 in this race. We had a very quick start. We've experienced some minor technical hiccups, so do please forgive us. Bringing you all the action as always on Monday nights, so we do love this series. One man who's loving this race is Lando Norris. He's out front in that treble 3 car. half a devil, not quite a full one, as he is coming up to lap cars now. I believe that's one of the back markers involved in that earlier incident. He's coming up towards, yeah, that's David A. White, Connery. He's down in 22nd place. Your lead doing well out the other way of your leader now. Actually, he's going to try to use him for a bit of a draft as he will sneak past there. Lando Norris making that move stick. 2.5 seconds back to Antonides. That's grown by a 10th that lap by, so the gap ever widening here. Very quick lap we're seeing. 1 minute 8s from your qualifying pace for the leaders. They're still hitting 8s now in the race, so really no time to rest for these drivers. The only real time they're on the throttle full is final corner to turn 1, and that NASCAR bend is not flat out.
No, these guys, despite their wings, don't have a lot of downforce. You're still lifting a lot in NASCAR Turn 1 and 2, as Nathan Davis is dropping back through the field here. I'm unsure why. He's dropped a couple of positions in that last lap, and he's just been passed by Clark Williams down into the entrance to the off-road bit, not off-road bit, obviously. We don't have rallycross yet in iRacing, but into the uphill bit, so I'm not sure what sort of issues Nathan Davis is having.
We're not sure indeed, but we're going to surmise a aggressive pass by Simonson has made that one possible. That driver certainly one to make his car positively use as much track as he can. So, very excellent driver in Bernie Simonson, that 22 car. Very quick, good racer, aggressive driver, Connery, but he's had to be to come from 25th now up to 6th place in your field. An impressive recovery, but at the same time, he's about 12 seconds back from your leaders. 12 laps to go of the 21 we're racing here. Really no prospect he's going to catch up.
Yeah, I know Simmons is very quick, but I don't think he's that quick to be able to make up this massive gap of about 6 seconds now, I believe, to Chris Malcolm. He just has to focus on putting those laps in and defending his position from the cars of Clark Williams and Nathan Davies behind.
Speaking of battles, though, we're looking right now at Fahim Antonides, the 8 car, the 771 of LJ Garnett, and the 09 of Tom Ward. Now, Ward, Garnett, and Antonides, 3 big hitters here, and they're very close. Once Antonides got past Garnett, didn't quite have the speed to really pull away. He's fallen back into their clutches now. So we have a tight trio here for the top 2, well, second and third steps to the podium, and 4th place. One of these drivers will miss out, Connery. You do not want to be the one in last place.
No, of course not, and Lando Norris at the front here will be laughing at this situation right now when he's got all 3 potential contenders behind him trying to fight it out. This is just allowing him to pull that gap out ever, I wouldn't say ever so slightly, because he's absolutely flying right now. He's putting a couple of tenths on these guys per lap as these guys are fighting.
Yes, he is, and Antonides struggling to keep that pace up here. He's doing 1 minute 8.6. His Garnett is doing 4s, Tom Ward 3. So Antonides really trying to hold these guys off now as much as he is trying to pull away. Trying to keep that car in a good defensive position here, Connery, but at the same time he doesn't want to lose speed because that will just make it easier.
No, Antonides is, of course, a very experienced racer in these Skip Barber cars. He did win the UK&I Skip Barber Championship last season and the season before, so he's a 2-time defending champion in this series. But Lando Norris right now, he is showing his class and his ability.
And he is the real-world Formula Renault driver in Lando Norris there. He's doing his best to pull away from this field, and he's doing just that, having qualified on pole. Car really not looking like he's struggling at all. Don't let that green road B-class stripe fool you there. He's certainly more than a class worthy, Connery. I'd even put him up there with the black stripe pro boys, of course. And have not really been around long enough to run for any of the pro series, but expect him to be a contender in future runs.
Yeah, of course, he definitely has the ability, having actually raced and I believe won the not the Formula 1, sorry, hopefully he's a future Formula 1 champion, but in the Formula Renault he's been doing very, very well, so obviously has those transferable skills over to iRacing, as LJ Guy just drops off a little bit off the back of Fahim Antonides, but then he closes up the gap again. Fahim Antonides perhaps backing these guys up a little bit.
He certainly is, but not quite as quick in that latter part of your outfield road course there, Connery, so losing a bit of time, but he seems to pull it back here on the run through the final corner. better exit, always manages to keep his position on this long run to turn 1. No real drama for him there. We'll look back. Chris Malcolm in P5, the 83 car, he's on his own. Benny Simonson in P6, oh, he's 4 seconds adrift of Malcolm. Could he make that time up? He's looking like he could. 1 minute 8.595 from him, and 1 minute 8.7, so not a big enough gap really. Not going to close up 4 seconds, Connery, with 2/10 a lap difference, so we'll have to see what these two can manage over the duration. Davies and Leach following behind, or Williams and Davies I should say, following behind Simonson there. Andrew Leach back in 9th place, and Bill Fraser is your 10th place car at the moment. Good run from him. Behind that, it's Stefan Nobis, it's Lee Deemer, Matt Jacob, Neil Middleton, Barry West, just up 15. We have 19 cars in the lead lap, Bidewell being the last in there, Connery. That car running decent front pack race pace, but unfortunately one of the ones involved in that incident not in position here, as is Simon Maltby. Unfortunately, another driver that was caught up and unawares.
Yeah, those guys, Simon Maltby and Adrian Bidewell, they were very, very quick in these skip bubble cars. They just had a little bit of bad luck on that first lap here and they just they need to recover what they can from this race now, recover what points they can get, and then look forward to next week, unfortunately.
Yes, they do indeed. Unfortunately, big incident here on lap 1 in the chicane before the outfield road course. Was lose a lot of cars. We ended up having about 12 cars damaged in that one, Connery, and not a great start to a race, but these guys are making do. We're having a great battle, of course.
Sorry, Rachel, we have a passing at the front with Tom Ward. Tom Ward has managed to get around LJ Garnett. Garnett is not very happy about it, though, even though it is his teammate, because they have on my screen they have the same skin, so I'm guessing they're in a team. Yeah, so Tom Ward making that move on his team, and I do not think that was team orders, and he made the pass legitimately, so obviously they're letting them race together.
We'll have to see now if Tom Ward could be any quicker than LJ Garnett, and if Tom Ward can bring the fight to Antonides here in 2nd place. As we roll on to lap number 15 now, we will have about 7 laps to go here, Connery, so we'll have to see if that number 09 Friction Racing machine can actually catch the Venom energy drink car of Team Antonides. That 8 machine, of course, 2-time defending title winner here, Connery. Not against some of these guys that are running at the moment. Of course, Tom Ward ran last season periodically, but not all the time, and he was one of those drivers that could really bring it to Antonides, so looking forward to a very exciting battle between these two.
Yeah, we have a car off in front of them there.
That was Tim Adcock. He was pulling out of the way.
Yeah, he was pulling out of the way. He didn't have an instant, so but he was going a little bit too slowly for my liking if I was one of these guys at the front, but it is what he is, and he gets cleanly out of the way.
Yes, he does, and Tom Ward right up on the back of Antonides there. We'll see through this last sequence of flowing corners whether he can keep up to Antonides any better than we did with LJ Garnett. Ward again not quite able to close in as much. Does carry better speed through the latter part of the corner there. He'll be right in the back of Antonides here, looking for a draft pass into 1 on the inside. He has the draft, he will go to the inside there. Tom Ward, 09 Friction Racing Machine, looks to the inside of Antonides into NASCAR turn 1. Clean and simple pass for Tom Ward, but Antonides gets the run back and we'll look underneath him. Of course, Antonides did run in the 2K Skip Barber Oval Cup, and well, he had some experience racing Skip Barbers on an oval course there, as Tom Ward hits the wall slightly, manages to hold it up out inside again. Will go Antonides. Big power move by Antonides, but he'll only hold the outside, will not clear him. Drops back and might lose a spot here to Garnett, as they are dogfighting here for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Antonides can't hold the speed there, will get passed by Garnett here. Antonides can't make it stick. He's trying to do his best to hold in position here, but he's going to lose 2 spots rather than just 1. Brave fighting back there, Connery, by Antonides. Just unfortunately not in the right place at the right time, and some very aggressive driving with these 3.
Yeah, it's a great job by those 2 Friction Racing Skip Barber cars to get past Fahim Antonides there, but it seems like Fahim Antonides is a little bit off the pace here compared to where he was last season, but here he goes again, down the main straights, trying to get past LJ Garnett on the inside, down into NASCAR turn 1 and 2.
He should make it happen, but look for the undercut from Garnett. He's not going to go for it. Antonides slips a little bit. He will hold on for now if he can clear Garnett here. He'll have the line for the hairpin. It looks to be that he will not quite expect a dive here from Garnet. He does. He might go deep. Can Antonides get the undercut again? He doesn't this time. He's stuck behind him for another lap here. Antonides and LJ Garnet battling hard as Tom Ward legs away into the sunset. Really was a little bit faster, we seem to think here, and they've lost so much time now. 5.5 seconds, about 6 seconds back for this trio from your leader, Lando Norris. They've squandered 3 seconds in this fighting, Connery. Oh,
yeah,
contact, they're round. Oh, they're round. We're going to get replay up for you now as contact there between second and third place drivers. LJ Garnet and Fahim Antonides, and you'll see here on the replay as, Garnet just comes down to take the apex, not looking to check if Antonides is there. Antonides holds the tight line and contact between the two. Both of them are damaged and out. Well, Chris Malcolm will go through to inherit third place here. Chris Malcolm looking at a podium in that Jamaican flag-themed car. Well, it's not a bobsled team, but he will be going to the Olympics. No, not the Olympics. Skip Barber podium. That's looking like a thing. He might have a podium here for Chris Malcolm, which could be his first, I believe. I have to check the statistics, but this could be a podium position here for the number 83 car of Chris Malcolm.
Yes, Chris Malcolm doing very, very well there. I think in this instant that, of course in iRacing we have spotters that tell you where cars are, and LJ Garnet would have gotten that call from the spotter saying that Fahim Antonides was on his left, but he just turns down across his nose a little bit and just, two goes into one. Doesn't happen.
Certainly not, and this is why your mirrors and your turning signals are so important in a car, children. Please pay attention to that one. Always indicate don't be a BMW driver. But as Tom Ward up at second place now, big gap for Chris Malcolm there. He's got about
now from 25th on the grid. What a drive from Simonson so far. But Fahim Antonides will be fighting for every point he can get now after that incident.
Certainly will, and Antonides, of course, going to be on a bit of a recovery mission here. Not sure how much damage he's carrying on that number 8 car, but we will see. Fighting here with Simonson, who's come from 25th to 4th position here. And he's 3 seconds away from Chris Malcolm, but the times aren't different enough. We don't expect he'll catch him. 8-9, and we have, they are closer than I thought, Connery. It is 7 there, so 2/10 of a lap. It might not be enough. We've got 2 to go this time at the line. Just 2 laps remaining. Can Chris Malcolm hold off the charging car of Benny Simonson? And Fahim Antonides get back into this one and get stuck into the car of Simonson, try and make a pass back and perhaps salvage 4th place. 5th might be all he can manage.
Yeah, this is looking to be an exciting last few laps here, but I fear that Fahim Antonides may not have the pace or the car underneath him because of the damage to get past Benny Simpson. But of course, he is a 2-time UK&I Skip Barber Racing Series world champ, not world champion, it's UK&I, but champion. So we know he has the experience in the car and the pace, but I don't know if he's going to make it today. But he closes up down into the sharp right-hand turn, going to go up the hill, but yeah, not now.
Not this time by, of course. We'll begin the white flag this time by the line here. Gap is still 3 seconds between Malcolm and Simonson. If Malcolm can keep this on the track, he will take a podium in the UK&I Skip Barber Series. We can't really call it the European one anymore, so just the UK&I Skip Barber Series. But as it stands, Simonson in 4th place. Antonello is looking to try and make a move here. He would like to get 4th, but 2-time champion or not, if you have bent suspension, as we think you might, you cannot go as fast as you might be able to. That big side contact, of course, with LJ Garnet. Definitely, well, these cars are sensitive, Connery. We expect he has got damage.
Yeah, these cars do tend to be susceptible to suspension damage because those wheels are very, very exposed, and those suspension rods are very, very exposed as well. So they can be easily pushed in by any sort of contact you make with another car or the wall, of course.
It can indeed. Gap is just under 2 seconds now between Malcolm and Simonson. A mistake or a bobble here from Malcolm could cost him this position. To the outside will go Antonides, though. The 8 car, look, tries to go round the outside, runs wide. He will drop time. I'm going to have to settle for 5th place there. 4th for Antonides. Benny Simonson looks like he'll hold on to 4th. Malcolm in 3rd. Tom Ward in 2nd, but Lando Norris. Here he comes back onto the oval for the final time. Just 1 lap car ahead of him, and victory here as he will come through the final sequence of S's. A perfect flag-to-flag victory for the treble 3 car of Lando Norris here at Loudon, New Hampshire. Well, they give them lobsters in NASCAR. Sure we'll find him crab.
Yes, of course. Lando Norris again showing his class in this series. Tom Ward coming across the line to finish second. And Chris Malcolm, I believe it's his maiden podium, comes across the line in third place. Well done. Benny Simonton also across the line from 25th to 4th. What a performance.
Certainly is an incredible finish we've had there. Going to wait for a few more drivers to cross this finish line, Connery. We'll give you your final finishing positions, but, well, we'll just talk briefly about that lap 1 crash whilst we wait, of course. Well, you know what? I'm going to go back and I am going to look and see what happened here, of course. Won't be able to get you a live replay, I don't think, but I'm going to go back. I'll talk you all through it. We'll tell you where the battle or the incident develops, really. Looking here in your qualifying positions, and as this happens, of course, I believe it's the car of Mick Watson who goes quite deep, but not quite Watson. Oh, it's contact with Tom Ward. The incident was begun by Tom Ward there, Connery. He comes into the corner, a little hot. Watson turns in wide and late. He's up the inside before Watson really realises contact with Tom Ward. Tom Ward just puts the back end round and is able to sneak past undamaged, which protects his race, of course, and that catches Adcock, that catches, I believe, Williams, and it catches a number of other cars there, Matt Jacobs included. Many cars they're going off. Big contact. 2 wheels, back wheels off the ground there for Tim Adcock, as cars just continue to pile into one another. Absolutely dramatic incident we saw, but well, the race has concluded. We're going to run you through your finishing order as Lando Norris will do donuts. And no, he's not on Bespin. Coming home with the victory is Lando Norris. Flag to flag victory, pole to the race win. Second place, Tom Ward. Third place is Chris Malcolm with his maiden podium. Benny Simonson in 4th. Fernando Antonelli's in 5th. Nathan Davies in 6th. LJ Garnett recovers to P7 in the end. Clark Williams is in 8th. Phil Fraser comes home in 9th. And Stefan Nobis in 10th place. The rest of those positions up on your screen. And, well, we're going to have a chance to talk to some guys for a couple of interviews. Someone's joined our booth here with the strange nickname, so I'm going to have to ask you who you are first, sir.
Hey, it's Nathan here.
Nathan Davies, welcome to Racebook TV booth here. Great result for you in the end, P6, after starting in 10th. Tell us firstly about lap 1.
Yeah, there was a bit of calamity at the hairpin, huh? I somehow just managed to drive straight through the lot of them somehow.
Well, good, lucky avoidance there for you, and well, a great result, of course. Finishing in 6th could have been slightly better for you, but with the strength of the field we saw here, of course, Norris, Ward, Malcolm, Simonson, Antonides ahead of you. Real cream of the crop in the series. You're definitely up there with those guys, and stellar performance. The track, a difficult one, of course. Give us a quick rundown on how it is to drive here.
Yeah, thanks for the compliment to start with. Yeah, it's such a competitive championship. Top 10 is like within a few tenths, so it's ridiculous. And yeah, it's a reasonably slippy track actually, and not too many corners that are too difficult, so that's why everybody's so close here, really, you know. And it's a fun track.
It certainly is indeed. Well, Nathan Davies coming home today in P number 6. Thank you for joining us, of course. It's nice to see you in the booth for the first time.
No worries, no worries.
Thank you. Well, we're going to get a chance to talk to Fahim Antonides now, who came home in 5th place today. Not what he would have wanted, of course. Was running in a podium spot for most of this race, qualifying in 3rd, but well, once Tom Ward got past for 2nd place, late race contact with LJ Garnett. Fahim, tell us what happened.
Well, you know, first of all, 5th, I think, in present company as a result, because you've got some really talented people back in this series now, and I think I'm going to have to go back to playing the percentage game again if I want to try and win the championship, because whereas before in the last couple of seasons I could, especially after winning the first season, during the second season I could afford to take a risk or two to get more wins. I'm not sure I can do that anymore, because you've got people like Lando, professional racing driver, as well as Benny. And then you've got Tom Ward, who's a seasoned veteran here, LJ as well. So I think I'm going to have to pipe down and play the percentage game again. But with the contact with LJ, I think that was my fault. I ran wide into that double left-hander while he was turning in at the same time. So I think it was close, but I'll take the blame for it, and I apologize to him for it. I just didn't want to give up any more spots.
Well, certainly not the result you'd wanted, but definitely a well recovered one. Were you damaged much towards the end of the race there after the contact?
Yeah, I wasn't tracking properly, slightly bent, so it was difficult to fend off Benny when he came from behind, who, incidentally, if you've noticed, he came back from last to
He
fourth.
was rather helped by the first lap car park, of course, as we can imagine.
Well, I've got to look. I haven't seen that incident, but from what I hear, it was a shambles. I think we need to remember that there's more than just 2 laps in a race, and make sure that we get at least the first couple of laps in where everyone's found their feet and then start racing. It's not typical of the UK&I series for that kind of thing to happen. But other than that, for me, qualifying went reasonably well. My fastest lap was my second of the 3. I messed up my third lap, so third was probably where I should have been, given that issue. But Lando, credit to him, he just pulled away, and there was nothing any of us could do about it.
Well, certainly a good recovery in the end. Thank you for joining us, Fahim, and we'll let you go. Thanks for being on.
Thanks a lot. See you soon. Bye.
See you. Well, Conor, any final thoughts before we wrap up tonight?
As I said, I don't think I've ever seen that many cars in one corner before. It was an absolute car park. But for the rest of the race, it'll be interesting to see if Lando Norris can continue this excellent form throughout the rest of the season. If he can do races like that in our upcoming races, then he has a great shot at the championship. So does Tom Ward. But I think for He-Man tonight now, as you said, there is a lot of new blood coming in, some old blood coming in as well that used to do this series, and they used to be very, very good at it. So this championship now is shaping up to be an interesting one.
It certainly is. And, well, we're just going to hold on for a moment because we're trying to get Chris Malcolm on here to have a chat. Of course, first time podium for him. We're going to try and persuade him to lure him into the spider's web that is the Racebook TV booth here. Of course, yeah, not the start we'd expect, of course, in this series, and certainly an unexpected and unusual situation. We don't normally see that sort of thing. Incredibly clean normally, and no, Chris is going to wuss out on us, unfortunately, because he's a big pansy. So we will say whatever we like about him because he can't defend himself, Chris. That's going out to you. But congratulations, of course, on your maiden podium, and to Lando, and of course to Tom Ward. Well, it's been another great round here, and don't forget, next week is Mossport, a favourite of the series. Come and join us same time next week. You can join myself, Conor Maddock, and Linus Brostrom, same time next week. Good night.